I just had a wonderful tasting at Pio Cesare with Pio Boffa, the owner. We tasted lots of wines, but I was really impressed with the 2008 Barolo Ornato, a wonderful wine with a beautiful line to it, fine tannins, rich fruit, racy, wonderful structure, very, very serious wine. So Pio, tell me a little bit about 2008, how it was different than 2007.
It was a vintage that we, as Piemontese, old-style people, really love that vintage because it's really classic. The weather was great, it was not over hot, it was not too dry. We had cool nights, we had enough rain in the month of July in order to have the soil with some humidity and moisture, which were able to let the grapes vegetating very, very well to the end of the season. It was a vintage finally where we picked and harvested again in October as we did in the past. So the physiological ripening was going up to the end. The freshness, the purity, the tannins, ripened tannins, not over-extracted. The fruit is not a black fruit, which is not really typical of Nebbiolo. The fruit is more like a red fruit, but more ripened. I think that it has all the great characters of Nebbiolo in its pure way. There's no trick of being over-extracted. There's no trick to be too hot and too dense and too rich. Just purity and perfect Nebbiolo noble character.
What would you compare it to? What vintage?
96, 98.
Yeah.
A little bit like 01 as well. When it will turn into the maturity, it will be very much like 01. We're very, very pleased about it.
But I agree with you. I love that purity to the wine and that fruit character like plums, even peaches, crazy. And then you get a complexity with nuts, and particularly on the Ornato. What a beautiful wine. And you don't get that sort of super ripe character that the 7 had.
Exactly. And this is what we go back to what the traditional way of being of Nebbiolo used to be in the past and has to be for the future, in my opinion.
And that long hang time, you harvested late, so really
late, and so that it was not everything was done at the right moment. And for those who are looking for a super concentrated Barolo, this is not what they look for. This is for those people that really like the difference between the purity and the different character of Nebbiolo with any other grape variety of the world.
Very complex.
The personality of Nebbiolo is really in here. Complex, but very, very personal, very, very different from others.
Well, congratulations. Great wine. I like this better than your 2007.
Wow.
Excellent.
Which you already rated very well. Thank you very much, James.